there?
Hello?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Yeah, hello, Dee.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Good afternoon. You want to test?
Yes. How about my sound?
Sound is okay. I think it's okay.
But right now I'm not a co-host, so I cannot share my PowerPoint now. For the share screen for my PowerPoint.
People need help, especially in times like these. That's very helpful of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just have one final.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, you can share it now?
Yes, I can share the PowerPoint now. Thank you.
Okay. I think that my Wi-Fi in my house a little bit trouble. So
Really.
Okay, I will admit. I think I already met
Yeah.
Mr. Asdi. He is the moderator in here. Hello, Mr.
Good.
Asdi.
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good. Your sound is fine.
Okay, great.
And you can confirm me about the time to begin. So I will wait for your signal.
Okay, well, I think we have to confirm that with Mrs. Tia.
Yeah. So you will confirm me, right? And I prepare for a 1 hour presentation for everyone. And I will use the PowerPoint. And so I think maybe you should not look at my face, but I will keep the key term and explain everybody from with the PowerPoint. I think is better for that.
Sure. Thank you, Wantri. For 1 hour, you will share the PowerPoint, and also I give my time and place to Mr. Asti.
Yeah.
Thank you, Asti.
Okay.
He's my college.
Oh, good. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Actually, now he's a PhD in the Barcelona University, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Is it right?
Good,
Is it right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, if you have chance to come to Thailand, that you tell me, maybe we can meet by eyeball, meet together, right?
Oh, okay,
that's good.
that's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Perhaps
And-
after the pandemic, I will go to Thailand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Don't forget to include me, Pasti.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
You are the lead. You're going to you're going to lead everything.
Yeah. Good.
We are not doing for work,
We-
but we are doing for holiday, please.
That's the point. Yes.
That's-
Only 10% for the academic, and the rest is for having fun.
You're right. So today, not only on Zoom, we also make it live in YouTube in our
wow.
department economics YouTube, so everyone can join. I see in YouTube there is it's already 4 people joining with us.
Yeah.
And
you make
we
me
will
excited.
we will start at 1 p.m.
Okay.
Probably the next 2 minutes we will
minutes.
start. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Pasti, time is yours, yeah, Pasti.
Okay. Should I wait for like a minute,
Yeah.
or can we start now?
Yeah, probably a minute or 2.
Okay.
Thank
We
you,
can start
Pa.
at 1:35. Now it's 1:33. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 minutes after this. Yeah, I will prepare and I will share my PowerPoint for everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Just 1 minute more. Okay, let's start.
Yeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome everyone. Welcome to these sessions in International Training for Young Islamic Economics Leaders. My name is Khalifani Ashidiki, but everyone call me Asdi. Today's presenter will be Dr. Montri Prasertrung Ruang. I hope I spelled it correctly. Before we begin, I would like to introduce about our presenter today. So, Mr. Dr. Montre, is that okay? Can I call you Dr. Montre?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's from Thailand. His educational background was he was graduate from Konkan University since his bachelor until his doctoral of philosophy, and he has a lot of experience in many. In many corporations, for example, like he's a director for the Integrations and Development Center of Kranwan Number One Wheel, and he also a managing director for Rung Raung Land Development. And beside that, he has a lot of books and articles that has been written by Mr. Montre. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to pass the time to Dr. Montre to present his slides about the sufficiency economy, which is pretty good topics, and not a lot of us here know, or some of us it's kind of new about the sufficiency economy. Okay, time is yours, Dr. Montre.
Thank you so much. Okay, we will start now. Distinguished our organizers and our partner of this conference. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from Thailand. It's my pleasure to welcome you to my class entitled Sufficiency Economic is Standing from Us, that I respond to issue of Module B. Before start my presentation, let me introduce myself again. My name is Montri Prasertrung, PhD of Development Science, and I have a background on civil engineering and business administration too. This topic will relate to the person who interested in sufficiency economy, especially to fight for the approach of greening city. This lecture will be divided in 3 main parts. It will take about 1 hour to cover our issue. I am not a native speaker, also I will try my best to keep you understanding. Please follow me, and if some points are not clear after this presentation, you can directly contact me by email. I will try to address all your questions, and I am here as a practitioner of sufficiency economy, which be applied greening city on my research area. The first part, it will start with introduction that show you the significance of alternative development we need. I will show you the limitation of mainstream economic and why we need to shift our paradigm to sustainable development. The second part will talk about sufficiency economy as part of greening city. I will show you the different perspective between sufficiency economy in greening city versus greening city in sufficiency economy. And then I will bring you to BCG economy. I expect that after you learning this topic, you will find your research question when you look past SENGC perspective. The third part, I will try to address how Thailand's success on implementation of sufficiency economy. I will explain you about the sufficiency economy philosophy of His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej. And after this, I will call him as King Ramanai. I borrow the theories of Anthony Giddens' structuration with Amartya Sen's capability approach to explain combination functioning and value achievement of sufficiency economy. And I hope it can help me to address the question of this part. The last, I will show you the example of sufficiency economy in Kranwan district, that I am the advisor of Kranwan governor to apply this approach to the district. Well, let me start my class on the first part. I think everyday life will similar with the mainstream economy as capitalism, materialism, and consumer economy. Because of mainstream economy plays the key to respond to human satisfaction that only rely on consuming to achieve their goal. They tell us that collective consuming will represent the welfare and show the achievement of government on their job. That's why every state concentrated to promote GDP or financial ratio to show their performance. This is partly because money is an intermediary in the exchange of consumer goods. Therefore, everything you need to consume can use money to buy as well. We call power of purchasing. When you need to consume, someone needs to produce something to you. Mainstream economy believes on power of market, and they think that is the invisible hand to control the equilibrium between demand and supply. But I think you don't touch that. Illegal. The exchange power is not equilibrium. Sometimes the market will be fairer, such some product and service without profitability will have no one care to do. Because of mainstream economy, intent just only money or the having. They separate people into groups such the have and the have-nots. Moreover, human needs is the hierarchy as shown in the left-hand side. It looks like a finish line that doesn't exist. Every time you reach it, it will slide away because human needs is infinity. Someone say the resources in the world are enough for everyone, but not enough for the needs of only one. Particularly in the supply side has the diminishing return as shown you in the right-hand side. The producer will receive less when they produce it more. Also, there is no one happy in the mainstream economic. There are many problems such as inequality, unhappiness, marginal group, unfreedom, and etc. Sorry that I have less time to explain this theory, but you can read it more by yourself. If the market probably to fail, how to replace it by sustainable solution. To address this problem, we should discuss on the demand side with the fulfillment curve. As you see in the left-hand side, max needs fulfillment curves show us about the relationship between money spent and fulfillment shape like an inverted bell curve. It means when you spend money to serve your several till you feel it enough, your fulfillment will increase. In the opposite way, after you pass the enough point, every money you spend, therefore to guarantee your social status, you need to make sure about your ability to whisper without shame. You want to win in the comparison with other people in the same status or have the relationship with you. So you will feel less fulfillment after you pass the enough point. McNiff agreed that not only you have can achieve your needs. Sometimes just you doing something for someone or being someone else you're proud to be, it fulfills yourself. Or when you have some activities with your family, the interaction between others gives you fulfillment too. It confirms not only money you have to fulfill yourself, but also being, doing, and interacting you need too. And the important word you should remember is theory of this theory is enough. The supply on the right-hand side shows the limits to goals. Club of Rome in 1922 employed the computer model to calculate the limitation of the world. They developed the equation of system dynamic model to argue that the mainstream development that we have always held on are going the long way. If we do not think, we will lose everything, including all humanity that will destroy it after ecosystem collapse. 1 year later, Schumacher proposed the idea of small is beautiful. he recommends World Bank and all international development organizers should concern on their intervention project with the scale. Key points are the environmental and social effects on humanity that should manageable and non-violence. This concept paves the way for the concept of sustainable development later. Once you understand this point, let me explain the difference between development alternative and alternative development. If you have economic background, you should understand the theory of rational choice mentioned by Gary Becker. I will not go into detail, but I will tell you that this idea believes that human beings will be chosen primarily of benefit reasons. If you have one more choice, or you call development alternative, we should decide to select the better choice we have. After we compare the benefit with its cost, we will imagine for the profit and better result that return to reach our expectation. But in real, it's not realist, it be reality, because we don't know every factor that influence on our decision model. Moreover, the world has the limit to growth and no way to achieve all people's satisfaction with universal intervention. Alternative development should be promoted to solve this problem. More choice is not important than variety paradigms. We need to look at the same problem with plurality perspectives. It's time for us to break free from the mainstream economic. Let's pay more attention to the people and our planet. This is where the concept of sustainable alternative development comes in. This concept be the basis of sustainable development goal of the United Nations, or we call SDG goals, that is have 17 dimensions, and I think everyone know it well. UN intent and achieve of SDG on 2030, and they want to promote a new value and norm of SDG 2 in 2050. They concern more on planetary boundaries and would like to promote more dimension that every country around the world need to help together to do. In my opinion, this concern has led to the alternative development into two perspectives. The first perspective is progressive view that believe technology can be one step ahead of nature in response to disasters. This view of development is to create innovation and preparing for the change that will occur by smart city approach. The second perspective was conservative view, which believing that nature was too great for human intervention. If it is challenged, it may result in the occurrence of natural disaster that will endanger humanity. In this view, development is an adaptation to the path of nature. Sustainability is a development mechanism that is not over-exploiting nature by eco-city approach. In conclusion, both perspectives of smart city and eco-city share similar indicators, but different in its direction of development. As mentioned above, you can see that there are several indicators of alternative development. It is because of development concept that shift the perspective from single dimension to multiple dimensions. Peter Senge presents an interdisciplinary concept as a paradigm in social study, which are later called transdisciplinary. This idea has influenced the most policy maker and development organizers around the world. It was combined with the system thinking concept for creating a new science that called development science. This is a systematic problem solving with various perspectives in the integration of transdisciplinary solutions. Since 1935, Mokichi Okada introduced the Fukuoka model, or we call natural farming, and Bill Morrison later introduced the concept of permaculture, which continued to influence natural production methods and wide-scale green development. It is now recognized around the world that the green growth concept is necessary to include in the development plans of every country. Particularly, the sustainability dimension can no longer be ignored. We just finished part 1, and I hope you know about the background of sufficiency economy and the significance of green growth for some ideas. Second part, I will start with the difference between sufficiency economy as a part of greening city, or we call SE in GC, compared with the greening city as a part of sufficiency economy, so we call GC in SE. Okay, let me point out to you that different perspectives lead to different research questions and approaches to thinking about the problem. If you take the GC in SE perspective on this side, you will GC as a factor thought which you intervene to influence SE, which is a way for explaining or agreeing with SE concept. But if you use the SE in GC perspective, you hope in order to make the GC achievement. With this, you need to do something normative by using SE activity to drive it. Don't worry if you don't understand right now, because in the next 2 slides, I will guide you how to set the research question of SE in GC perspective. Hopefully, it will make you more understanding. To describe greening city based on sustainable economy, you need to understand the concept of BCG economy before. BCG, or Bio-Circular Green Economic Model, has been promoted by the Thai government as a new economic model for inclusive and sustainable growth. The BCG capitalized the country's strength in biological diversity and cultural richness, and employ technology and innovation to transform Thailand to a value-based and innovation-driven economy. This model also conforms with the SDG and is also intended to align with the King Ramanai sufficiency economy philosophy, which is also the key principle of Thai's social and economic development. Right now, we have 530 cities around the world receive the negative impact of climate change, which is caused by what humans doing. This effect is caused by the degraded ecosystem that cannot be collected by anyone, but everyone around the world needs to join together to solve it. Also, the widespread call for greening city have arising and been calling. The SE in GC perspective focus on the success of GC development. So the research design has the GC as the important dependent variable. The SE therefore acts as the independent variable, drive the story toward the achievement of GC goals. As shown in this diagram, or we can set the equation as GC equal function of SE. This step, I will convince you to set your research question on GC. First step, you should find for the phenomena gap of greening issue in your city. For example, most people in your city are farmers, but the influence activity is the industry field. Maybe we need to drive BCG economy in your city now to enrichment and empowerment the farmer to transform their influence. Second step, you should find the concepts or theory you interest to apply for achieving your goals. You can literature review on the book, journal, on etc. Especially, most of the valuable article is online and you are comfortable to search it in everywhere. Finally, you can find some intervention of SE to develop GC in your city as your agreement. Right now, I think you're prompt to have your research question of SE in GC perspective. And this part 2 that I show you, I hope that this idea, you can make your argument and can find some significant research question for your city. The third part, I will try to address the question of how Thailand's success on implementation of sufficiency economy. It starts with understanding the concept of sufficiency economy philosophy recommended by King Ramanai. This philosophy is based on three loops here with the two conditions. The success farmer should have their own characteristic of moderation, responsibleness, and self-immunity. With that skill of knowledge and moral as the condition. I think you already studied this philosophy by another speaker before me. Also, I do not go deep in the details, but this one, I would like to show you about the path of sufficiency economy for apply in your city. There are 9 steps of sufficiency economy that can categorize into levels, such foundation levels of the individual and advanced levels for community and the nation. For more detail, I will show you that sufficiency economy philosophy derives from ethical attitude. Sabida Akai explained the ethical rational choice support McNeil's human need matrix and debate with Gary Baker's rational choice that there are more than things of socio-economic resource to achieve our value of life. Then Antinukit then explained about the rationalization of action for achieving your value of life will drive you to act as the actor. The individual can be the agent to find the way for self-reliance with their real-life economy. And after he or she can achieve his or her goals at the sufficiency economy foundation level, then he or she can fight for the group and bargaining themselves in their community. They can fight for social movement to setting their community regulation or change their culture. Of course, to maintain their relationship, the giving economy is important to support this collective action as the agency. When the people combine their power and their community can empower itself with high social impact. People with community, when they bargaining their power enough, they can be saturation. The state will care them and setting the flexible institutional policy to support them. Also, in this state, they can find the structure that supports sustainable economy in their city. This slide, I will show you the relationship between sufficiency economy philosophy and SDG. First, I recommend you to find for the video with English subtitle that explain how Thailand's success on implementation of sufficiency economy conducted by Thai government. The Forest Landscape Restoration Fund wrote their article to explain 3 forests, 4 benefits under sufficiency economy cover 11 dimensions of SDG goals. It shows you the significance of sufficiency economy and its influence on sustainable development that you should bring to develop your city. I will borrow Amartya Sen's capability approach as my grasp to explain its function and the positive consequence. As I tried to convince you before, there are more than financial or socio-economic people have. The Department for International Development Organizer recommend the capital asset that people have in 5 capital dimensions, such financial capital, social capital, physical capital, human capital, and natural capital. This capital need to setting individuals' portfolio so-called combination function. On capability approach is free from the limitation of the resource-based approach and utility-based approach. People do not concern how much capital they have, but they should confirm how to employ their capital and make it functioning together for achieving their value life. Also, capital portfolio or combination functioning is capability, which as mean to being and doing. If they function their capital effective and efficiency, they will have the return for capital increasing. The way they achieve their value is to have capability as the ends. Of course, people can act as the agent with the support of the structure as collective capability. This relationship can explain by guidance structuration. Also, people make their choice by themselves, or they can receive their choice from social structure in the same time too. Well, I have already explained some concepts. I will try to analyze the advantage of this sufficiency economy that make Thailand successful in agricultural development for you. Because of the 3 type forests such grow timber, fruits, and firewood should be gone for use such lumber, edible products, commercial timber, and by supporting irrigation and promoting water absorption. In my opinion, integrate farming system with sufficiency economy philosophy is key success of sufficiency economy in Thailand. When the farmers change their production mode from monocrop to polyculture farm, they employ their idle time from just only 60-day labor days in monocrop to 265 labor days in polyculture farm. Also, they gain the stable income and maybe they can increase their revenue 4 times. Especially, the benefit of polyculture give them the disaster mitigation themselves, and the plant goes like they have some deposit on their tea that goes and have higher value every day. Also, their farm is a bank of diversity biology, such plant and animals, which come to rest in their farm, and it can transfer to be financial or something that they want. The unintended consequence make them have quality of life and address the question that sufficiency economy will support alternative development in sustainable way. My lecture for theory and concept will end here. The last but not least, I will show you my project at Kanwan district and how I apply sufficiency economy and greening city concept to my district development plan. You see the map of Thailand here. Kanwan district is a part of Khon Kaen province located in northeastern of Thailand. Kanwan has a population of approximately about 80,000 people, and 80% of them occupy or related in farmer. 90% of land use are agricultural area. Also, Khanuan is a city on the edge of Khon Kaen province, which make neighbor district on the edge of other province use them as a center for business, education, transportation, and so on. After Khanuan governor setting the board of Khanuan #1 view, and I act as the director, I borrow the policy strategy from the 6th ministry to apply on our development plan as shown in this presentation. And I cooperate with Khon Kaen University. 6 faculties such humanity and social science, engineering, architecture, arts, business administration, and agriculture faculties join as our partner to set the area-based development plan. They recommend the food valley, social innovation, and the food charter to apply on Khanuan development plan too. The concluding, which make the heart of the development plan rely on integration farming system and combined with the smart farm system and food safety ecosystem. For sustainable, we need to cooperate with our stakeholder. Also, we setting 5 Ps, or public-private people, planet partnership as our team, as you saw in this slide. We would like to promote our city as fair trade and inclusive city. Please read the function of each partner. We will combine it and achieve the creating shared value together. We borrowed Thailand's strategy on BCG economy to apply on our plan too. Also, we expect to be the best practice of sufficiency economy as fair trade and fair community. If someone wants to visit Khanuan district, you can contact me. We plan to establish Khanuan social enterprise to operate this plan. And we set a business model canvas as I show you in this slide. The bottom line, I think is very important, is the benefit that we want is not just only the profit or the money back, but we want to concern about the people, planet, and profit, and setting a welfare for our community. Of course, we still believe that technology can help us to operate efficiencies. That's why we design the platform and think about the solution of sustainable as a key leverage point of our achievement. I think I finished my class, so we have time, so we can setting for some question and answer. Thank you for your attention. We have the last classroom, so maybe I'm not sure that I can address our question or not, but I will try. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Montre. Before we come to the questions and answer sessions, I would like to summarize about our course today. So the first point, it's about the important things about the transdisciplinary in green growth approach, bring better concepts for sustainable development. Yeah. And the BSG economy combine the interactions between the bioeconomy, green economy, and also the circular economy, which gives yes. impacts to greening cities. The next point is about the greening cities. Theoretically, greening cities is the functions of sufficiency economy. And yeah. The best part here, it's about how Thailand's success on the implementation of sufficient economy, where in Thailand they have been successfully implement the concept of sufficiency economic philosophy, which combine moderations, reasonableness, and self-immunity, which aims to balance, stabilize, and sustain not just for the economy, but also for the society, environment, and also the culture. And there are 9 steps to sufficiency economy livelihood, which starts from the sufficiency of the basic needs such as food and shelters. Then it involves ethical behavior in doing trade until the fostering its sufficiency. The key success in Thailand in the implementations of sufficiency economy is by integrating the farming system, such as using the polyculture farm, creating surplus labor in their own farm, and also involving disaster mitigations, involving banking in farming. And in order to sustain it, Thailand is using no hazard chemical agent, including zero waste. And last but not least, the applications of sufficiency economy in Thailand involving many stakeholders, such as government, private sector, educational institutions, and also the farmers itself. Okay, that's a pretty wonderful concept, and also a wonderful case study in Thailand, which is it has been successful. We know about it as well. And now I would like to open questions. How many questions, Mrs. Dia? For its hello, Mrs. Dia.
Yeah, we can have 3 first. I think we already have it in the chat, group chat.
Okay, so we prioritize the group chat first, or should anyone raise their hand in order to ask?
It's up to you. We can.
Okay. So now I would like to prioritize the group chat first because it has been there. And the next question, if there is any one would like to ask, please raise your hand so we can hear your voice. Okay, so the first question is about how Thailand handled unexpected threat on implementation of sufficiency economy like COVID-19.
I think COVID-19 is a new normal, and it makes people that cannot touch together. So I think for the lifestyle, the agricultural lifestyle is maybe address the point. But I think COVID-19 have some effect on the food security too. So sufficiency in Thailand, we try to promote the food in the smallest social units, such the household, that everyone can handle the sale. They can have some small farm with sufficiency economy themselves. They can living just only in their farm. They can find everything. I think COVID-19 in Thailand, especially in the rural area that have applied sufficiency economy, we can solve this is very good. Not look like in the city that maybe we need to buy something. We need to change for a new life, a new lifestyle, new normal, something like that. I think if the people in the city they receive the sufficient economy themselves, and they can fight for the security of food in their household, look like in the rural area. I think it will better in future.
Okay, well, yes, I think this unexpected threat such as COVID-19, it's not being faced by Thailand, but it's also for all nations. And adopting new normal, adopting new concept, it has to be done as soon as possible in order to save the economy of a country. Okay, so that was the questions from Yuanisa, and there is also another questions from Hamirul Akbar. Okay, and the question is, what do you think about the importance of the food bank since it's heavily impacted by border restrictions caused by COVID-19? How Thailand tackle that problem in short term and long term?
A food bank, right? You mean that? I'm not sure about it. I understand the question or not, but for my understanding, I think On short term, the COVID-19 I think look like is uncontrollable. So everyone in the short term will maybe affected by COVID-19. But in long term, if we have time to preparing about the food bank, especially, I think COVID-19 is not affect too much. It not look like the disaster such maybe the flood, such maybe no water, no irrigation. I think it will affect us more than the COVID-19, in my opinion. Yeah. But I think for this issue, maybe it's not dive and address this question. But for my idea, I think sufficient economy. I think the key point is everyone can be the agent, and everyone can collective as the agency. We can shape, we can change, we can have more bargaining power. So if we have something affect to us, when you can bargain your power, you can subsidize. I think so every problem we can solve it if we have the collective capability.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, like a disaster like COVID-19 right now, it's like the enemy that cannot be seen by our eyes, right? I mean, we cannot just rely on the government itself, but everyone has to be the agents in order to save our nations, because everything has been affected, I believe, not just from the food bank, but all the economy has been affected by COVID-19. So I believe in the short term, we have to we have to work together. We have to build everything in order to survive. And in the long term, we can, as you said, like in the first questions, we have to adapt to the new normal in order to survive in the long term.
Yeah.
Okay, so another questions from the participant? Anyone? It's pretty interesting topics. I mean, it is. I mean, like everyone. I mean, in the concept of economic itself. I mean, we learn about the how to maximize something, but in this concept, it's how do we sufficient ourselves, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, anyone would like to ask a questions? You can raise your hand, or maybe you can type in the group chat. No? Hello? Anyone?
Yeah. If it have no question right now, maybe I will share this session. I think in Thailand right now, many organizations, especially the businessmen, very interested in sufficient economy too. They cooperate with the farmer and maybe I will set a new rule, especially smart farm with higher technology, a new technology. I think will maybe dive a new paradigm of sufficient economy. I think it's very challenging this topic too. So if someone would like to maybe a group for their research question on greening city, maybe they can apply smart farm on the city or something like that for the security of food. I think it's very good.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive, because this concept actually it's not just involving a business agents, but also involving many things in the environment.
Yeah. And for example, right now, engineering faculty cooperate with me to maybe we will make water treatment. We will bring the wastewater to come back to use in the irrigation. We call the community irrigation. After people in the city send something, I think is bad because it's a wastewater, right? But if we make the constructed wetland, we can bring that water to come back to use and make the value it again. I think this topic is a very important, and we can make maybe a fair trade or maybe a fair system. People in the city should subsidize something for the farmer, so they can make the high quality of the plant, the vegetable, such as organic farm or something like that. I think it will more sustainable in the future in Thailand if you do like this.
Yep, I agree to that, because organic farming is more healthy, and it's the taste of its product is more delicious than the non-organic one.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any questions from the participants? If not, I will give the time back to Mrs. Dia.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Asti. Dr. Montri, thank you so much. This is the first time we have collaboration with Para Montra, and hopefully after this, we will invite you to join another training session to share about sufficiency economic. Why we choose Thailand? Because the sufficiency economic and including the greening the economic in Asia is the one who can achieve it successfully, and they can do it with the with proper, because I think from the King Rama philosophy, and every society is applied this philosophy together. So thank you so much, Dr. Montri, for your time sharing what is the philosophy of the sufficiency economy. I lived there for 4 years, 5 years, I think. It's already become my second home, Thailand.
Thank you.
And hopefully I will for the next, I don't know whether the next IT years we can have like going to the Kranwan village together.
Welcome.
And see how the sufficiency economy implemented very well in there. Thank you, Dr. Asdi. Yeah, I mean,
still candidate.
You will achieve it soon. Thank you so much for your time moderating us.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you
so much.
And thank you so much for the participants. We will meet each other in the Module C for the next Module C. Probably it will be published tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow we will publish from Dr. Mahmoud from UUM, and we will share the Module C starting tomorrow. And don't forget to have the learning questions. It's already there in the Module B. And also Module A, don't forget to have the learning questions. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Montri. Dr. Asti will be. Dr. will be Asti. Thank you, Pak Asti. And also all the participants. Probably this is the end of our online session. I've already recorded and shared it into YouTube. If your friends or you want to hear again the sharing of Dr. Montri, you can see it in the YouTube, I think. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Dr. Montri.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And thank you for inviting me to join.
Thank you so much, Dr. Montri. Okay, see you soon. We will have online learning course on 19 August. We will inform you soon on the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ